Here's your Corcoran's cut for tonight. It's the Help You With Learning Guide 16, page 20. You only have to do number 1. This is mandatory number 1. Number 2, we will go over in class tomorrow together. Number 1, I want you to think about this. So pause the video and try to do this on your own. And then I'm going to walk you through the steps after you've paused it. So at this point, you should pause, and then I will walk you through the steps. So you'll see it says consider each pattern. Make a table to show the relationship between the number of trapezoids and the perimeter. So you'll see in the first picture we have 1 trapezoid. In the second we have 2. In the third we have 3. And you should see a pattern here. You notice that each of the bases, when you add them together, 3 over here plus the 6, the lengths of the bases would be equal to 9. So in this trapezoid we have 1 set of 9. On the outsides we have a set of 6, 3 plus 3. So 9 times the 1 set plus 3, or in other words, plus 6 would be equal to 15. So if you added the bases and then you added the outsides, you would see that we would get 15 for our perimeter. The next one, if you added 3 plus 6, again our bases, we get 9, and then we have another set of 9 if you added the bases together. So we have 2 sets of 9. First one we had 1 set of 9, and in this shape we have 2 sets of 9. Plus the 6 on the outside, 3 plus the 3, which is 6 on the outside. So if I added it all together, I should get 24, or I could take a shortcut and do 9, because there's 2 sets of 9, times 2 for the number of trapezoids, plus the 6 is equal to 24. The third one, we have 3 sets of 9. So instead of adding all these numbers together, I could do 9 times 3, which is the number of trapezoids, or it's how many sets of 9 I have, plus the 6 on the outside. So you'll see, if I did the shortcut, 9 times 1, or the number of trapezoids, plus the 3 plus 3, or in other words, plus 6, it's equal to 15. If I took the shortcut for the second shape, 9 times 2, there's 2 trapezoids, or there's 2 sets of bases, which are equal to 9, plus the 6 on the outside, it's equal to 24. The third one, if I took the shortcut and I did 9 times 3, or the number of trapezoids, plus 6, I would get 33. So I could do it the long way, or I could take the shortcut. Once I fill in my table, I'm going to create ordered pairs. In an ordered pair, we're going to put the number of trapezoids as my first term and the perimeter as my second term. When we're talking about independent and dependent variables, an independent variable means that you could choose any number. The dependent variable means that it depends on what number was plugged in, or what number you chose initially. So if you think about this relation here, the independent variable would be the number of trapezoids. We could choose any number of trapezoids and find the perimeter. The dependent variable is the perimeter. It depends on how many trapezoids we have. So you'll see in the ordered pairs, we put the independent variable first. We can also call this the x terms. And the dependent variable comes second, and we call that the y terms. We're going to take our ordered pairs, and we are going to make a graph. And we've done this before, and we're going to use our x terms, or the number of trapezoids, and we're going to write those across. Think about the x-axis runs across. Our y terms, or the perimeter, is going to run horizontally. And then we're just going to make our coordinates. We're going to plot them on our graph. 1 trapezoid, 15 perimeter of 15. 2 trapezoids, we'd have a perimeter of 24. 3 trapezoids, we'd have a perimeter of 33. Then we're going to use words to describe how did we get the perimeter? What did we do to the number of trapezoids? We multiplied it by 9. There's 1 times 9, and then we added 6 to it. We multiplied the number of trapezoids here by 9. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6 is 24. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 6 is 33. So in each case, we multiplied it by 9, and then we added 6. And if you want to write it nice and neatly, the perimeter is 6 more than 9 times the number of trapezoids. Works too. As long as your answer is similar to that. Write an equation. In this case, instead of writing perimeter, they wrote P. And instead of writing number of trapezoids, they used the letter N. We, in class, instead of writing P, we were using Y, because that was our Y value. We were writing Y equals 9 times, instead of N, we were writing X plus 6. And the reason we chose Y is because that is our dependent variable, or it's our y value, and x would be our independent variable. And that's how you're probably going to see it when we get into linear equations. So just I wanted to get you familiar with that. But this works also if you wrote an equation that looks like this, or you could have written y equals 9x plus 6, which is probably better, especially when we move forward. Do me a favor, try your best at number 2. If it gets frustrating, that's all right. We'll do it tomorrow in class, and enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks. If you have any questions, email me.